I felt like I did when I talked to you after the game that we had 45 plays in the first half, and not enough points, obviously, from that standpoint. We can get better on that. Time of possession was skewed our way to benefit us. Again, the pluses were that I thought our defense they played well, and so I thought the guys executed well, great communication. Defensive line was able to put pressure on the quarterback, all the things that you need for the second game. And then it was good to see the young quarterbacks work along with the young offensive linemen and receivers. So I thought that they executed well and were able to get some points on the board. So, and then the number one offensive line, I thought actually did a nice job, run and pass. So that time's yours.
Did you ask about Edwards-Helaire, how he's doing?
Yeah, he's doing well. He just did the walkthrough. He's got a sore ankle, but we'll just see how that goes here.
Is he going to be out there this afternoon?
Probably. Well, let's just see. I'll see how he did here, but there's a chance he's not. So.
How much do you anticipate Tyreek Hill as far as his hamstring injury from Saturday night? How much do you anticipate him doing this week?
He'll be out there unless there's a setback, but he feels pretty good right now.
Coach, you talked about what you saw in Friday's game. This Friday night, of course, game number 3. What improvements are you hoping to see even better than what you saw Friday? You had 5 sacks. Your offensive line didn't give up any sacks. 141 yards rushing. What other improvements are you hoping to see in Friday's game?
Yeah, so there's always things to work on. I mean, I didn't think we did a great job of keeping ourselves onside. We jumped a couple times with that first group, and you don't want to do that. And then the small things of your game, you can always better. I mean, each individual guy and coaches, myself included, so we can all get ourselves a step moving forward and better.
I know, obviously, you haven't had a full crowd since ASC Championship Game 2020. What's it going to feel like to have more than 22,000 this weekend?
Yeah, listen, it'll be great to be back in Arrowhead, number one, and then with our fans in there also. So, I know they're looking forward to it, and the players are. And even though we had a small number last year, it'd be good to get that place packed up and go. No better venue in the NFL than Arrowhead.
Andy, when you look at Niang, Trey Smith, and Creed Humphrey, those are guys who played a lot in college, like at least 2-year starters, in a lot of cases 3. Can you see that when you're around them, when you're in the meetings, when you're watching them in practice, when you're watching the games? Can you see that these guys maybe aren't typical rookies in that respect? They play a lot of ball.
They did, and they came from teams that threw the ball. And so they've got an understanding of the pass game. And I mentioned this before, but these college kids coming out of these offenses where they're throwing the ball more helps us at this level. And so you can see that with them. But at the same time, they're doing a pretty good job in the run game. So they'll be tested as we go with all the games and everything that take place, although Vance doesn't – that was good work for us. I mean, because Vance showed us a few different things, and it was good for those young linemen to see that.
Sam.
And I just didn't want to assume anything, but before the preseason, you had laid out just how you would take the first 3 games. So you still anticipate Patrick will play a little bit more than he did?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. He got quite a few snaps, 33 snaps or so last game. So that was a long first half now so I wasn't anticipating 45 plays. But that's okay. We need the work, and he got good work in. Yeah.
Just so, I mean, being around this for so long, you see the benefit of getting those snaps in preseason. Can you kind of just outline that for us?
Yeah, well, I think it's good. I think it's good for Pat, but I also think it's good for the offensive line and Pat to see kind of how that's going to work and get a feel for him, for them to get a feel for him, and likewise. So, and we've got some young guys that that's why I left them in with Chad so that they could get a little bit more extended work there. And really, all 5 of you, even though we've got 2 veterans on the left side, I mean, all 5 of them are new. So you need to play, and that this gives us that opportunity.
Coach, Patrick and McCall seemed a little off there. Was that communication, or what did you see with you?
Yeah, I think that's good. He was a last minute fill-in there in that position. So, but that's his deal. I mean, he's got to be ready for that, along with everything else. So he had a couple things he'd like that back. But it was great for he and Pat to communicate in a preseason game and just see how important it is, get it on tape, and see what we're talking about there. But yeah, I mean, listen, he made some good plays, but he had a couple in there that weren't so good. So, but he kept battling. I thought was the important thing. He's playing fast and working hard. So, yeah.
Last couple will go Pete, Aaron, and then
Coach, what have you seen so far from the defensive line? It seems like they're having a ton of success, and how maybe the versatility of multiple players is leading to getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean they're communicating well, and then and that linebacker D-line communication is important. So as much as offenses move, you got to adjust and move with it, and they're doing a nice job with that. And then they're playing strong in there right now. So we've got to keep growing, eliminate some of the little things, and keep getting better there. You know that and your offensive line become very important as you go through this.
Aaron.
We're getting Hitch a little bit later. When you draft young linebackers, I guess there's a kind of a feel that maybe they're next up, but we've seen strong play for Hitchens so far. What does he bring to you all this year?
Yeah, so he's a big brother of that group. I mean, he takes a lot of pride in that, and he meets with those guys after the coaches meet with him. He grabs them and talks to them. So Hitch would be a great coach someday if he ever chooses to go that direction. He knows the defense backward and forward, studies like crazy. He's a great preparation guy, and he loves to play. So, and you're seeing that, you're seeing that. He's healthy, and he's moving well.
Last one, Adam.
Andy, what did Taco not do, maybe that you would have liked to have seen, or was it a case maybe that younger guys like Tim Ward and Mike Dana or?
Yeah, that's really, I mean, that was it. I mean, listen, Taco is going to play in the league. I mean, he's too good of a player not to. It just didn't work out in this case, and the way these cuts are set up, it's a little different than the years past, so you have to make these decisions. But that obviously was a tougher decision. I'm hoping he hooks on with somebody, or maybe eventually comes back here. But right now, just that he hooks on and he can continue to make a living at this.
All right, thank you.
Good. Yep.